Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elijah. Happy birthday to you. Good job. Yeah.
Listen to music. They differ over whether or not saints ought to sip wine. I'll talk about that later.
Okay, today is day number 2 of the lockdown, and we missed church this morning because we're stuck here in the house. However, we did watch about 3 different sermons online, one of which was one of my professors from Fruitland. He taught evangelism, Dr. Greg Mathis at Mud Creek Baptist Church in Hendersonville, North Carolina. I've watched his message, and it's funny because I referenced him last week in the message, and he uses this phrase a lot. He's hilarious, and he's a fabulous preacher. I mean, just one of the best. But he'll make you laugh, and then he says, I make you laugh to make you listen. And he used that phrase in the sermon this morning, so the fact that I referenced that phrase last week and then he used it this week. But the message itself was absolutely fabulous. So if you get a chance, go look up Mud Creek Baptist Church in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Watch Greg Mathis's message for today. But yeah, other than that, we just kind of hung out. Sharon's doing about the same. We watched a couple of movies. Saying we're hanging in there. Things are going okay. But Garfield County did have its first COVID death today. So it's starting to get a little bit closer to us than it has been. But church went well, it sounds like. Talked to some folks that were there, and that went well. But that's it for today, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. One of the things that I do is make our own fire starters. We sometimes buy the quick ones at Walmart, but once I start running the stove on a regular basis, I can make my own. And what we do is use lint from the dryer. And I put it in egg cartons, and then we melt wax on the wood stove in this container right here. Just find the biggest cheap candle you can, melt it in there, and then I pour it over these things, and then I'll cut them into individuals and throw them into the box, and that's our fire starters. I know there's a few other people that do that, but I figured I'd show it anyway.
I'm on my way to get my nose swab. Yay! I don't know what it's gonna be like. Sorry, I'm trying not to step on the ice. I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, I'm not so snotty. I'm just coughing. Well, then I sat up and the snot came back. So I got my toilet paper roll to take with me. KJ said to ask if they'll let me video it. I guess we'll see. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Off we go. Don't I look great? I figure if you're going for a coronavirus test, you don't have to get prettied up. That's all we can do is wave. Thank you.
We had a derailment. The governor is doing a press conference here in a little bit. We're going to watch, see if he decides to instill some more restrictions. I don't think that's going to fly very well here. But yeah, we're going to wait for that. The other thing is I I don't know if you saw in the news, but the dueling dinos are going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Museum of Natural Sciences there that I grew up going on field trips to on a regular basis has ended up with the dueling dinos. Do a little bit of internet research, you'll find out that they are from here, Garfield County. I know the guys that found it, and that is very, very exciting. I'll put a link to the news release in the description, but kind of cool. Sharon made a Facebook post that said, when our current world meets our old world. But it's kind of neat that dinosaurs found in Garfield County are now in Raleigh, North Carolina, where we grew up. So it's kind of neat. Well, Sharon's test was negative. That means I can be back in the office tomorrow. Good thing. Here, as you can tell, I'm at home and on the porch enjoying this beautiful weather. I hope you're doing the same. I want to say thank you guys for all of the prayers and the concern for Sharon as she's dealt with this cold. Thankfully, and praise the Lord, and thank you for your prayers. It was a negative test, and so we are not required to quarantine, so that's good. But you know, this recent increase in cases in our county as well as the state, the governor put out a new restrictions yesterday. Now, basically, it doesn't impact us very much. Everything is pretty much the same. Our county already had 4 cases, and so we were under the mask mandate, and that will just continue. But for churches, he specifically said there's no further restrictions. I think he understands that gathering together and allowing people to worship is vitally important to our spiritual and mental health during this time.
Okay. This piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you need 2, I bet they're in the other bag. I bet that's what it is. Okay, 2 of these guys, right? Okay, now do you see what it tells you to do? Put one in this hole and one in this hole. Yep, push it in there. There you go. Now one in this hole.
We have to.
Yeah, make sure they're in there all the way. Not yet. I know, but it just told us to do it one time. We gotta follow the directions, okay? Now, 2, it says. Are we supposed to put them
together?
Okay.
I'll do.
All right. Well,
So this morning we had a planned power outage, and we were without power, so we did Elijah's gift opening and all that good stuff without power, but we've got power back on now. Yeah. Not sure if I mentioned it, but the planned outage was due to they needed to replace the power poles that were damaged during that big fire that almost took us out. And the interesting thing about being here is they can't reroute power to town. If we lose service from that line from Circle, we're without power. And so they had to replace some of those poles, and that was why we had the outage. That's why I didn't run on the treadmill. It's hard to run on the treadmill with no power.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elijah. Happy birthday to you. Good job.
And Yoda's on up there.
And Rudolph?
Yep. Yep. Got a bunch of stuff done at the church. Worship practice, Melissa, all the stuff I said I was going to do. Now I'm making sure our Christmas lights are going. And I need to hang Sharon's big star here.
So it's not COVID. Yay. I still have symptoms of a cold, I guess. My nose is still runny. I have a little cough, but I feel much better. I can actually have energy to do things, and that's good. I'm really thankful for our health department and just how quickly they got my results back, and we were able to get back to normal life once we knew it wasn't COVID. So, but I don't know if I can catch them. Look at that. You see all those turkeys? Gobble, gobble, gobble. What are you doing, turkeys? Right here in town. In the neighbor's yard. It's a bunch of turkeys.